The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you see how it is, it's so inviting. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
Hello, welcome to the Papyrus TV Africa. National Grid collapses again, leaving Nigerians in darkness. Police officers to wear black bands in honor of late Chief of Army Staff Lagbaja. Moghalu analyzes factors behind Trump's victory over Harris in the US elections. Farouk takes the helm at Globacom amid major restructuring. Legal experts demands rehabilitation compensation for detained and bad governance minors. Edo workers resist Obaseki's alleged withdrawal request. CSO urges Tinubu to remove IGP over arrest of minors in end bad governance protests. EFCC chairman Olukoyede says Nigeria can't fight corruption with kids' gloves. The Nigerian National Grid has suffered another collapse, plunging Nigerians into darkness once again. This incident occurred at 11:28 a.m. on Thursday, November 7th, 2024, marking the second collapse within the week and the 10th in 2024. By 12 p.m., all power plants connected to the grid ceased electricity production, as reported by the Independent System Operator (ISO), an autonomous arm of Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN). The ISO's website confirmed that while generating plants produced an average of 2,323 megawatts at 11 a.m., power generation fell to zero by noon. The Transmission Company of Nigeria has yet to provide a formal explanation for the collapse. Confirming outage, Jusdisco stated that the loss of power from the national grid caused the disruption in its franchises area. The company expresses hope of restoring power supply to customers as soon as the grid's functionality is restored. Also, the Inspector General of Police Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun has directed all officers of the Nigerian Police Force to wear black armbands during the 7 days mourning period in respect of the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja. This directive was announced in a statement released on Thursday, November 7th, by First Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi. That statement reads, following the demise of late Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, the Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun, PhD, MPM, has ordered officers and men of the Nigerian Police Force to wear black bands throughout the 7 days mourning period. The directive is to pay tribute and honor to the late general who has shown gallantry, dedication, and passion for fighting violent crime and insurgency in Nigeria. He was a great leader who deserved to be honored by all means. The late General Lagbaja reportedly passed away on Tuesday, November 5th, following a prolonged illness. The police force joined the nation in mourning his passing and honoring his service. Professor Kingsley Moghalu, former presidential candidate and deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, shared his perspective on the recent U.S. election where former President Donald Trump triumphed over Vice President Kamala Harris. Moghalu pointed to 4 key factors he believed led to Harris's loss, including sexism, economic concerns, skepticism from white working class, and a shift towards traditional values. In a post on his X account, he suggested that the Americans may still be hesitant about electing a female president, citing sexism as a significant barrier. Additionally, he noted that while inflation began to decrease towards the end of the campaign, the high rate throughout the season affected voters' perception of the economy. Moghalu also commented on the skepticism Harris faced from white working class, suggesting that racial and gender biases contributed to her difficulties in gaining their trust. He contrasted this with former President Barack Obama's success, noting that his unique background and timing helped him overcome racial barriers. Finally, Moghalu observed that Trump's win in key battle states, including the Democratic Blue Wall of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, reflects a preference among Americans for traditional values over progressive agendas. Even though Trump himself may not fully embody those values. Concluding his analysis, Moghalu praised Harris' well-organized and energetic campaign, especially given the limited time frame, but noted that broader social and economic factors ultimately influenced the electorate's decision in favor of Trump. And we at the Papyrus Magazine say congratulations to Donald Trump, President of the United States of America elect. Meanwhile, Ahmed Farouk has been appointed as the new Chief Executive Officer of Globacom, marking his return to Nigeria's telecommunication industry after previously serving as CEO of MTN Nigeria for 2006 to 2010. Globacom, in a statement confirming his appointment, emphasized Farouk's focus on enhancing corporate governance and operational efficiency, aligning with Nigerian Communication Commission standards for the industry. With more than 20 years of experience in African telecommunications, including leadership roles as CEO of MTN South Africa, Managing Director at MTN Ghana, and Group CEO of Smile Communication Nigeria, Farouk is well prepared to address Globacom's current challenges. His extensive background, complemented by an MBA and certificate as a public accountant, is expected to support him in navigating the company's restructuring phase. Farouk steps in at a critical junction for Globacom as a recent NCC audit uncovered discrepancies in subscribers' counts, leading to a substantial drop in the company's users base by 69.2% between March and September. His primary task will involve steering Globacom through necessary structural reforms and implementing strategies to restore growth, market position, and consumer trust. In another development, legal experts are urging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take additional steps to rehabilitate and compensate minors who were detained in connection with the End Bad Government protests. Underscoring violence of child right law, the appeal follows President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recent directive to release the minors who had been arraigned before the Federal High Court in Abuja. Public outrage initially erupted over the detention of these minors, some of whom appear malnourished. The Attorney General of the Federation subsequently filed a motion to dismiss the case, leading to their release. Vice President Kashim Shettima encouraged the freed youth to rehabilitate their future, yet many legal practitioners believe more action is necessary. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Wahab Shetu, emphasized that a comprehensive welfare program should be implemented to meet the minors' immediate needs, including rehabilitation and compensation, he stated. While the president's decision to release them is commendable, the next step should be rehabilitation, reorientation, and compensation. A welfare scheme will reflect the president's responsiveness to the people's concern. Joseph Otte, convener of Access to Justice, condemned the minors' detention, calling it reckless and unjust. He argued that the Nigerian Constitution mandates an apology and compensation for individuals who have been unjustly detained. The minors' charges, including terrorism and treason, were baseless, and they were arrested simply for exercising their constitutional rights, Otte noted. He further argued that the Child Rights Act requires swift release of minors upon arrest, with detention permitted only for serious offenses. He criticized the court's decision to allow prolonged detention, claiming it violated statutory limits outlined in the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA. Senior advocate Kunle Adegoke questions the legality of prosecuting minors under adult criminal procedures, pointing out that minors under 17 are generally presumed not to have criminal intent. He stressed that they should undergo rehabilitation, not criminal trials. Similarly, Professor Sam Erugo criticized the police handling of the case, emphasizing that under the Child Rights Act, minors should be handled by family courts rather than public court to safeguard their welfare and rights. Professor Damilola Oluwaye, another senior advocate of Nigeria, condemned the minor's detention as a breach of international law, particularly the Convention of the Rights of Child, to which Nigeria is a signatory. He noted that legal decisions involving minors must prioritize the best interest of the child. Senior advocate Welemi Esan highlighted Nigeria's existing legal protection for juveniles under the Children and Young Persons Act and the Child's Rights Act, which for minors include educational and psychological assistance. Esan called for an investigation to ensure accountability and confirmed that these protections were observed in handling the detained minors. Sources within the Edo State Government House have revealed that Governor Godswill Obaseki recently directed some workers from Office of the Accountant General to assist with a questionable withdrawal from the state coffers. The workers reportedly declined, with many now unreachable as they have switched off their phones. The development followed last week's arrest of Edo State Accountant General Julius Anelu and other senior officers by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) after the alleged withdrawal of 14 billion naira from the state's account within a week, according to government source. Anelu has made statements implicating Obaseki and members of his cabinet in financial misconduct. Furthermore, investigations are also flagged over 40 billion naira linked to the sales of land along Golf Course Road, allegedly not reflected in government accounts despite its use for constructing the Radisson Blu Hotel. With just days remaining until the expiration of Obaseki's immunity, reports suggest that the EFCC may detain him on charge similar to those faced by former Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, who is currently in EFCC custody in Rivers State. Obaseki also faces scrutiny over allegation of mismanaging agricultural loans and a $75 million World Bank loan intended for educational projects. Legal Youth and Leadership Initiative, a civil society organization, has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to dismiss the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, due to the arrest and arraignment of minors allegedly involved in the recent End Bad Government protest. The nationwide protest, which took place from August 1 to 10, turned violent in some areas, resulting in looting and property damage. Police detained numerous protesters, including minors. Following the outrage over the minor detention and poor treatment, President Tinubu directed Attorney General Lateef Fagbemi to withdraw charges against the protesters. On November 5th, the Federal High Court in Abuja dismissed the case against 119 individuals, including the minors who were subsequently released. Speaking at a press conference, Lekan Oladapo, Director of Legal Compliance for the CSO, condemned the police action as a violent breach of the minors' rights and an aberration from the law and common sense. He criticized the police for misusing the law to inflict harm on vulnerable children and demanded accountability to those responsible for the mistreatment of the detained minors. Oladapo emphasized the need for more significant police reform, stating the IGP has arrogated so much power to himself that he needs to be checkmate. He also advocated for a restructuring of the Police Council's role in overseeing the IGP's action, moving beyond its current advisory capacity. Finally, the Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, emphasized the need for a tough stance on corruption in Nigeria, stating that tackling the issue with kids' gloves would be ineffective. Olukoyede made this remark on Tuesday in Abuja when Dr. Abdullahi Usman Bello, chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau, paid a courtesy visit to the EFCC headquarters. In a statement released by Dele Oyewole, heads of media and publicity for the EFCC, Olukoyede underlines the Commission's commitment to partnering with the CCB in the fight against economic and financial crimes. He stressed the importance of collaboration between agencies with similar mandate, highlighting the need for united front against corruption. I don't see it as a courtesy visit, Olukoye remarked. It is about strengthening our collaboration. Both agencies share the same purpose, to combat corruption and financial crimes in Nigeria. He noted the importance of rigorous investigation and prosecution to deter corrupt practices, underscoring that the fight against corruption requires determination and resolve. Olukoyede added, fighting corruption is not a task anyone volunteers for, but it's essential. We all wish for a better Nigeria, yet that dream requires us to work actively towards it. Foreigners won't handle this for us. It's our duty, and we have the tools to address it. He also urged the CCB to revive the Code of Conduct Tribunal, CCT, to ensure it operates efficiently, contributing further to the anti-corruption drive. In response, Dr. Bello expressed the CCB's need for support for the EFCC to enhance efforts against corruption, commending the EFCC's leadership in fighting financial crimes. EFCC is an organization that has distinguished itself, Bello said, expressing confidence in the agency's support for the CCB's initiative. This has been the Papyrus TV Africa.
The Papyrus.